wife and I are both big fans of steakhouses, so we try to go to nice steakhouses once or twice a year when we go to Vegas. We hadn't tried Prime yet. We've tried a number of other top-notch steakhouses, so figured with the view and it being in the Bellagio next door, it worked out very well for our schedule. We had a show to see a few hours after the dinner, so it worked out. The wait staff was very nice. We did end up getting the patio seating. Unfortunately, we were kind of seated behind some shrubs, so the view wasn't great for her. I'm tall enough I could see over them, but other than that, there wasn't really anything to complain about for our seating. It was a little bit overcrowded, as one would expect at the Bellagio fountains, but we placed our orders for our drinks and appetizers and enjoyed our view. My wife got her usual espresso martini. She enjoyed it. I tried it and I enjoyed it as well. I think I rated it a little bit higher than she did, but all in all, it was still a strong, solid performance. For my drink, I got my usual, an old-fashioned. This one was it was really good. It had great flavor. It wasn't super strong. Didn't really burn your palate. So I don't know if they just used an aged whiskey or bourbon, or just were light-handed with it. But either way, it was perfect for my taste preference. The bread we got was all pretty good. They gave us a variety of 3 with a pretzel bun that was really good, great pretzel flavor. There was a breadstick style one that was also really good, kind of firm on the outside. And then there's like a bun style one that didn't have good flavor, but it was very, very good texturally. My wife got the lamb for her main dish. I had gotten lamb the previous year at Craft Steak at MGM, and that was absolutely phenomenal. So had high hopes for this. Unfortunately, the allure kind of didn't last past the crust. Seasoning wasn't super great on it. There's a lot of fat and gristle on the lamb itself, so much of it was actually kind of inedible almost. I just think maybe it was a poor cut that wasn't seasoned very well, and then the plating was kind of not great either. One of the major issues we ran into were the sides. My wife can't have anything spicy at all, so we ordered the broccoli, and on the menu it didn't show anything about as far as what it had in it. But the broccoli came, the cheese sauce was broken. You can see in the picture, you can see that it's pretty broken. But it also had mint and jalapeno, which I found the flavor very, very strange. The mint was very strong because it was like freshly chopped and on top of it. And then the jalapeno obviously came through. And then on top of all that, the broccoli was kind of undercooked. So it wasn't even like a good steamed broccoli. So I ended up eating like 1 or 2 bites. My wife didn't have any, and I didn't really get a replacement or anything. I figured I'd just move on with the rest of our meal. The other side we ordered was the crispy potatoes. On the menu, there's no descriptive words or anything, so we just ordered crispy potatoes. Unfortunately, when they came, they were actually more like a buffalo smashed potato. So think of like a potato skin, but smashed really finely, and then a ton of buffalo sauce on top of it. So when it arrived, we actually had to return it and get it without sauce because neither my wife or I like buffalo sauce. And then when they came back just dried, basically potato skins with no salt, no seasoning, and they were also kind of inedible, unfortunately. For my main dish, I got the Chilean sea bass. It came with a beautiful crust and it smelled wonderful. The plating was kind of random and sporadic, but I didn't really pay too much attention. I'm not really a stickler for plating, so but as I was actually editing this video, I was going back through the pictures and I looked at it, and I mean, it's weird how everything's kind of just randomly thrown on with no real purpose. But to the fish itself, Despite the fact that it smelled really good, the flavor wasn't very deep at all. It's very shallow. So you would bite in, and like maybe a second or two after you bite in, the flavor is just completely gone, and you're left with a what kind of tasted like a tilapia or something pretty basic. Definitely not on par with the sea bass that I've had in the past. So since it was my birthday, they gave us 2 macarons and a nice plate and candle. We usually don't order dessert, so luckily, like, we go out for nice dinners on either of our birthdays, so we get a nice free little sampler. The lemon one was really good, but the tiramisu might have been the best that I've ever had in my life. Super tasty. So that was our dining experience at the Prime Steakhouse in the Bellagio. The seating and ambiance wasn't bad. Like, we got the patio, so I can't complain about that, but we were kind of packed in the corner, and the tables were all pretty close to each other, so not my favorite place to sit, but the view is not too terrible. For the drinks, my wife's espresso martini was probably the favorite I've ever tasted, and my old fashioned was really good too, so good marks there. All in all, the bread was pretty good. The pretzel was my favorite, with the bun style one being my least favorite, but altogether they were very good. For the sides, we really had to knock them down pretty hard, because the broccoli was literally inedible for me. I had maybe one piece, and then the second order of potatoes that came back from my wife without the buffalo sauce on were dry and not seasoned at all and overcooked, and they were just not edible either, unfortunately. Our mains, I give it a 5 out of 10, because it was middle of the pack, but for a high-end restaurant you expect it to be on the upper side, so 5 is kind of a damning number, I suppose. So our overall score for the Prime Steakhouse at the Bellagio was a 5 out of 10. It was kind of a lackluster performance. There were some high points, but the main issues were with the sides and the main dishes, unfortunately.